What is going on, Sports Wars? We're here. We're live on YouTube, and very soon we're going to be live over on Rumble. Had to go back and change something over here, so we should be good now. We'll be live on Rumble within a few moments. But we're here, and Beardo is back on the Giants bandwagon. Who would have thought that Beardo would be back? What's up, Beardo?
Nothing much. Huge win on Thursday night. And I know Ryan wants to spend a significant amount of time talking about that game. So I'll hold off on my thoughts until we do a deep dive into the game on Thursday.
You know, honestly, it's so long ago at this point. That's a couple days old. I kind of think it's old news. No reason to really talk about it.
Nope.
Except for
Very
the fact
fresh.
that it involves the Eagles and Jalen Hurts being a bitch and that team being fucking trash and Nick Sirianni having a punchable face and all these things. So what we can certainly talk about that. And also, despite me having an epic lineup for prize picks that seemed like everything was going to happen exactly the way I predicted. For some reason, you put in A.J. Dillon at the end of the game to catch a couple passes instead of Saquon Barkley. Go fuck yourselves.
Criminal.
Anyway, Will from Game On, what's up, man? How you doing?
Not much. Doing good. You guys won't hear much about the trench report from me today. There's only one play on there, but it came through last week. I know Ryan loves it.
Bro, fuck the trench report. And you know what,
hey,
Will? If I were you,
If
I were you, I wouldn't even tell anybody about the damn trench report. I would pretend like it was my own thoughts. That's everything that comes from me. I can tell you guys this. It is no trench report. It is no, hey, subscribe to this fucking Patreon for these like picks. It is my gut. That's it.
Actually, that would have been, that's actually a good point, Will. You should have just yourself subscribed to the trench report, and then you just take everything from the trench report, put it on your locals, and pretend that it's yours.
I already threw the trench report in the trash. We got the Will report now. Okay.
There you go. Yeah, there you go.
No, I'm doing good though.
The Will report. Yeah. And I think, yes, we are live over on Rumble now. So sorry for that little hiccup over there, but we are live over on the Rumble side too. We got baseball to talk about. I obviously did not have a good night last night. My Chicago Cubs eliminated from the playoffs, which sucks. Tough to see happen. Honestly, I felt like the Cubs overachieved this year. We were kind of talking about them all year, and I didn't think this is going to be a 90-win season for them. I didn't. And I knew their starting pitching wasn't going to hold up, especially once, Cade Horton goes out injured. Justice Steele was injured at the beginning of the year. And so overall, I think a solid season for the Chicago Cubs, better than I expected. Do not re-sign fucking Tucker. Do not re-sign Kyle Tucker. I just not worth it. I don't want to get involved in a contract like that, especially after what we saw. And especially after you trade Bellinger to go then trade again to get Tucker, who I felt like was worth maybe one or two more wins. The rest of the team, played really well this year. Bellinger ends up having a better year. I just don't do that shit. Don't do that shit again, please. But the Brewers did beat them. I gotta be honest, Brewers fans, and I know we got some in the chat probably. Brewers fans, y'all have serious San Diego Padres little brother energy. You know how the Padres just desperately want to be like these big chief rivals for the Dodgers, when in reality, Dodgers and Giants fans care more about that rivalry, and the Padres are just desperately trying to jump up there. That's what the Brewers feel like. Like, this was their World Series. And for a team that's never won a World Series, I guess that does kind of make sense that this would be your World Series. But it is very funny. Flying the L in your NLDS fucking victory. Very sad, especially when you have to not allow anyone from outside the state of Wisconsin to purchase tickets to Wrigley North, or should I say Milwaukee Brewers Stadium, especially when you have to desperately go out and beg people not to resell their tickets to Cubs fans. It's a weird look. It is 100% from somebody who lived in San Diego and saw that fan base desperately try to pretend like they're rivals with the Dodgers. That's what it feels like.
That happened a few years ago in the NFL. Do you remember when the 49ers and was it the 49ers and the Rams in the playoffs? It was like the super wild card weekend. 49ers and the Rams met each other in the playoffs, and they weren't selling tickets to San Francisco fans.
Oh, yeah. Like, It's a thing, and I do get it when you're a franchise like Milwaukee, when the Cubs bigger fan base, been around forever, really easy trip to go up there to Milwaukee. Like I do genuinely understand them worried about that, because normal regular season games, it feels like a home game for the Cubs in Milwaukee. So they were trying to do everything they could to keep that home field advantage. But Brewers are really fucking good. They honestly are. And deserve to win the series. There's no doubt about it. Cubs could not pull through. They don't have the starting pitching. They never really did this season. But congratulations to the Brewers for moving on. We'll talk about MLB. We'll talk about some of the college football games. And, of course, we'll talk NFL. We have an NFL game going on as we speak.
Did you see what just happened?
I did. Listen, the Jets are fucking awful. Justin Fields is a bum. And they are somehow leading this game 11-10. I believe Justin Fields probably only has about 40 yards passing maybe in this game. He had, I think, 11 yards passing at halfime or something.
Broncos,
and they just got a safety.
Broncos just got a safety on a what, intentional grounding in the end zone?
Yes.
Will, do you have any bad memories about intentional groundings in the end zone, maybe in a Super Bowl?
I've already forgot about all of them. It was a terrible call. The rest are out to get us.
Somehow, despite this Jets offense looking like a retarded three-legged dog, they are winning this game. They are winning this game right now. So we'll see how this goes. We'll see if Justin Fields' second half numbers stack up to what his second half numbers usually are when they're down by 3 or 4 scores.
They're driving right now, 3rd and 5.
3rd and 5, and Justin Fields just held the ball for
on
about
their
5
own
seconds and took
41 and sacked.
Yeah.
Are you ahead of me?
I mean, I must be, because I said he was sacked before. I could have just predicted that, but that was me watching it.
You're a couple seconds. I might need to do a little quick refresh.
I'm even behind Beardo. Ryan's ahead of both of us.
I paid for the premium upgrade for YouTube TV. Not really. Just
is that a thing?
Stance, I suppose. But let's get to a couple of these super chats. Alex McCarthy, Jags and Packers will win today. God, I made my picks a couple days ago. I forget who the Packers are even playing. We will see.
The Packers are playing the Bengals. Joe Flacco, second time this season playing the Packers.
Joe Flacco could beat the Packers for 2 different teams, which hasn't been done for like 70 years or something in the NFL. Alex McCarthy for 2. My Clemson Tigers 1. Meta PC, RK Outpost, and Beardo.
Thank you, Alex.
Alex is looking to have a good weekend. Brucey Bad Dad for 5. First time catching live, heading to Superdome to see my Saints.
Shout out.
Man, the Saints, who had that epic victory over the Giants the other day.
What?
Yeah, it sucks you got to watch them lose to the Patriots today, you know?
I'm all over the Patriots today.
Storm Shadow 3 for 5. Thank you, Beardo, for not wearing your Texas hat. It's 10:30 a.m. and OU still sucks. Congrats to your Giants. Eagles suck. Puro pinche Cowboys.
I threw my Texas hat away leaving the stadium. I threw it in the trash.
You did. That's right.
Not really. I didn't do that. but I kind of wanted to.
You had it there. Like you were about to.
That's wild. Bowman Spiro for 5. With the wager I got from the Green Bay Dallas game, I got a new TV. Now I can see even more of Ryan's giant forehead. Thanks for the streams, guys. Well, congratulations, Bowman Spiro. And look, we got Prize Picks as a sponsor again today. We'll be talking about that a little bit later on. So maybe a chance for you to get a surround sound speaker system or something like that to go with your new TV. You never know. You never know. I thought I was solid. I thought it was so solid with Prize Picks on Thursday.
I matched it.
Yeah, so much so I texted to Beardo and he's like, dude, I'm going to do that too. And he immediately did that.
Yep.
But Saquon couldn't get it done. Brandon Dillard, first super chat ever. Lived in Auburn for 16 years. Graduated from there. Met my wife there. I'm glad I stopped caring about Auburn football years ago. Cursed. We could start there with some college football. Because we did have some upsets and we had some games that we thought were maybe going to end up in an upset. And Auburn was one of those teams. I was, bro, I had a crazy experience at the sports bar last night, by the way. I went to watch the Cubs because I was at a sports bar when I watched the Cubs win game 4. I'm like, I got to recreate this situation, blah, blah, blah. You know how it is. So obviously I went while a bunch of people were there to watch college football. I was the only dude who was there to watch.
I saw your Instagram post. Were you at Miller's?
I was at Miller's on Thursday. Yeah. I was at a little shadier local sports bar yesterday.
Okay.
And bro, I saw this dude get knocked the fuck out about 5 feet from me.
Whoa.
Yeah, so here's the thing.
That was almost me and Will at the Florida game.
Oh yeah.
So both of the people have that energy. You can just tell when one, they're regulars, and two, everyone knows that they're trouble and that they're hated by everyone. Two dudes at this bar separately in about like a 30-minute time span both approached me when just like we're striking up conversation. And I knew both these guys were just degenerate fucking losers. I knew that like their only option. Now, I was also there alone, but I knew that their only options were to be there alone, getting hammered, and pretend like they have some people around them that care about them, that people in this bar are really like care about their life or whatever. It's either that or go home and shoot themselves in the head or something.
Damn
right?
it.
Like those are their options in life. So both of those guys gave up that energy to me. And both of them came up and were talking to me about random shit. Whatever. I engaged him for a little bit, but I didn't really care. One of the guys comes up to the other dude after he got done talking to me, and they act like they know each other. Hey, what's up, man? You gonna try to stab me again? I'm like, what the fuck? So I just keep looking straight forward. He's like, I never tried to stab you. He's like, yeah, I do. I have your knife from last time you tried to pull it on me. And I'm thinking, what the fuck are these guys doing? Hear a little bit of raised voices, and then I just hear the sound of a punch. I fucking look over, and the one dude is dead ass just on the ground, fucking limp. And the other guy's like, don't fuck with me, bro. Don't fuck with me, bro. He gets fucking dragged out. The other dude is down on the ground for like fucking a minute, just dead, it looks like. Finally gets up, just bleeding everywhere. He's like, what did I even say? What did I even say? His ass gets thrown out. So yeah, I was just trying to watch the game. I was just trying to watch the game. So you never know. You never know what you're going to see. But luckily, I didn't get fucking hit. Luckily, I wasn't the one that got hit in the face. But it might feel like Oklahoma got hit in the face because after Beardo abandoned Arch Manning and Texas, that was all they needed was for Beardo to get off the Texas train for them to get a victory at home against Oklahoma. Now,
at home. They might have been the home team, but I think they play on a neutral site.
You are correct. It was neutral field, and you know the conversation was all around whether Mateer was going to be able to go, and we found out a couple of days before he was good to go. I don't know if he still was hampered. You know, he did not play well. Oklahoma did not play well. To be fair, Texas didn't play all that well either. And there was a late pick 6 that, you know, makes this game look a little bit different than it really was. But I don't know how much of the game you guys were able to catch. Texas takes down Oklahoma.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't watch any of this game. I was busy doing some stuff yesterday.
Oh, because you're not an Arch Manning fan anymore.
Nope, I abandoned them. Fuck Arch Manning. I hope he gets drafted by the Cowboys. That's how off I am on Arch Manning.
Wow. I was surprised they didn't pull Mateer at some point. I mean, he clearly didn't have it. Even that first half wasn't that great. Texas defense showed up though. I was shocked when we watched them live that they didn't show up against Florida. So
I know
if anything was going to bounce back, it had to have been that defense, and it did. And Texas offense did enough. I think if this was like closer and was a shootout at the end of the game, Oklahoma probably would have got it done. But that Texas defense showed up, and Mateer maybe shouldn't have rushed back.
Yeah, like that's just he didn't look right. I was watching it along with about a billion other games. You know what I mean? So when I was able to catch glimpses of it, he just didn't look right. And whether that's just because Texas played so damn well or not, I'm not sure. But what is this, Beardo?
The Colts have made Anthony Richardson quarterback 3 for today, and he is inactive. Riley Leonard, rookie out of Notre Dame, is the backup to Daniel Jones. Do you know what that means, Ryan? He's on the trade block. He's going to get traded soon.
You know what? I don't know if that's the case because Anthony Richardson is dog shit.
He's going to get traded.
I don't know who trades for him though. Like,
so
there's always a team.
So I was talking with Will this morning. You know who's in the market right now for a quarterback that's going to make a trade for a quarterback before the deadline? The Raiders. The Raiders are going to trade for either Russell Wilson or maybe in this case with this news, Anthony Richardson. They're done on Geno Smith. Geno Smith is done.
Those are very different quarterbacks. Russell Wilson is obviously a guy who could come in and be serviceable, whereas Anthony Richardson is still a project. Anthony Richardson is not somebody that you like bring in the middle of the season to like do anything. Now, maybe somebody does think that he's a project that they're willing to invest in. I could see a different team maybe that's not looking for a replacement right away trade for Richardson, but this dude is shit.
I see somebody in the chat mention it right now. I can see Baltimore trading for Anthony Richardson. But I think the Raiders are in the market, and with how much the Giants and obviously Brian Dable hates Russell Wilson, and Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson have some history, I could totally see the Raiders trading for Russ.
There's always a team, and it's like the guy that says, I can fix her. There's always a team that's like, I can fix that quarterback. It just was a bad spot.
Well, look, I've been that guy plenty of times, but not for Anthony Richardson. Fuck. Back to college football. I got to tell you, dude, as a Purdue Boilermaker fan, who we aren't some big, football powerhouse team or anything, have had a couple solid years, had a couple solid runs with Purdue in my lifetime. They are probably the worst team in the Big Ten, or arguably the worst team in the Big Ten the past 2 seasons. I can handle that as long as IU sucks, because IU has been one of the worst big time, football, one of the worst in terms of big name schools, one of the worst football fucking organizations we've seen in history. I can handle getting destroyed by these other teams in the Big Ten as long as I can still look up on the scoreboard and see that IU's getting destroyed too. I hate this new era over the past 2 years where IU's suddenly good at football for some reason. I fucking hate it. And for them to beat Oregon is very depressing for me. So IU apparently is real.
I was shocked by how well IU's defense played yesterday. I watched most of this game because I had Oregon in this one, and I kept thinking they were going to come back. They just offensively couldn't get anything going. Their young stud quarterback was pressured all game long. IU's defense was elite last night, especially in a tough place to play. Their offense was very vanilla. They just kept dinking and dunking, but it was enough to get the win.
Justin Fields takes another sack on 3rd down as he just stands there and looks around like a fucking retard that he is. So they're still up. They're still up in this game going into the 4th quarter. God. And the Jets are up, having done nothing on offense. It's fucking crazy. But anyway, Ohio State, we got to mention them, continues, like, they have performed as if they are the team to beat this year. They go in against a tough Illinois team and they fucking take care of business. So a shout out to I don't even know about, is this a fucking real school, Washington State? I don't even what do you know about them, Will? Is that made up?
Oh man, they do this to me every year. There's one game where we should get killed and crushed, and clearly Ole Miss was looking ahead to Georgia here, and then they wrote me in and they make me believe, and then they lose it. They lose it at the end always. But I can't wait to bet against my team against Virginia next week.
Alabama with a big win in Missouri. It's funny how much different it feels right now for Alabama than it felt after that loss against Florida State. Now, that loss against Florida State also looks worse for them than it ever has, with Florida State now losing again to Pitt. Bro, I was at Buffalo Wild Wings. There's almost no better feeling when you're not invested in any games. There's no better feeling than walking into a bar, seeing a whole crowd of people there to watch a specific team, and you just immediately start rooting for the team that's playing them because you have nothing invested. You just want to see them fucking upset and like sad. That's what happened when I walked in that Buffalo Wild Wings and Pitt was, down against Florida State. They fucking come back and beat them. These Florida State fucking fans were so pissed, so dejected. It made me feel a little bit better. But Alabama has now beaten Georgia. They're a one-loss team, and when this new era of the college football playoff, that's fucking nothing. So here they
They're
are.
the most talented team in the SEC. We'll see if they can keep it together, but I mean, they're getting better, and they have both sides of the ball the better talent than most teams. Texas Tech. What sucks about Texas Tech is we're probably not going to see how good they really are. I think they are good. They spent a lot of money this summer on a team, and it's working. They're just crushing everyone, but we won't know until they get into the playoff, and because their schedule is pretty light the rest of the way. Obviously, they'll probably be in the Big 12 championship, but Texas Tech, I'm curious to see how they do, who they match up with if they get to the playoffs in that first round.
And I did want to mention this Georgia-Auburn game because Georgia wins, but it looked rough there in the first half for Georgia. They went into halftime down 10-3, and honestly, it could have been worse because they punched out a ball on the goal line that Auburn was about to score. So things could have got worse, but Georgia did not look particularly impressive in this win, but they do get it done.
That's kind of how Georgia football is now, though. They always come out slow. The first half is terrible, and then they turn it on.
This fucking game, I just want to mention it. Colorado does beat Iowa State. Colorado, and Deion like encouraged it and shit. Colorado fucking stormed the field. I'm so sick of it. I'm so sick of field storming. It's bullshit. When you are a team that beats the 22nd ranked team in the country and you storm the fucking field, like, what is wrong with you, Colorado? Well, like, that's embarrassing. Every person that rushed the field should feel ashamed of themselves. They should fucking quit school and like go jump into the ocean because that's bullshit. That's trash. You don't get to do that. Fuck it. But yeah, Pittsburgh beats Florida State. We got to mention Penn State, who obviously has gone like after for a while. People are like, is this finally the year for Penn State? It is not. They lost to Northwestern. And Drew Allard's out for the season now with an injury. And James Franklin
broke his ankle or broke his leg.
Yeah. James Franklin looks like, I mean, I don't know if he survives this season.
He made history yesterday. First coach ever to be a 22-point or greater favorite to lose back-to-back games in both games. No coach has ever done that. Been a 22-point favorite and lost
what a bum.
Yeah, so we'll we'll see. He's got a big buyout, and I don't know what kind of money Penn State has to throw around. I think it's like they'd have to pay him tens of millions to walk away. So I don't know, but I think the patience is over.
How long has he been there? He's been there for a bit. At least, I don't know, because O'Connell was there. Wait, is that his name? O'Brien, sorry. O'Brien was there after Joe Pa
been there like 10 years.
I was about to say, he's been there for about 10 years.
It's tough to really judge. I guess that's what it feels like, though.
Yeah.
Jesus, hi, Ryan. Getting ready for my Cowboys today. Got the grill ready, got the steaks ready, got the beer ready. Eagles suck. How about them Cowboys?
I hope you got a lot of beer because Cowboys are getting ready to upset today.
2014 Beardo.
Yeah, so 11 years.
11, yeah. Cole Hauser for 2. Fuck the Jays. I side with Ryan. Fuck my life. Damn Yankees.
There you go.
I saw a sign, like some Blue Jays fan was holding a sign that said BJs are always better than Yanks.
It's true.
I mean, that is fair.
In that case, it is.
American man. Let's go Dodgers. CS inbound. Sorry about your Cubs, Ryan. What a wild ending with the Phillies. I feel sorry for the kid, though. He had a Bill Buckner moment. You know, I think we have to get into that because I know not everybody cares about baseball as much as football, but this is like when your team is in the playoffs, like my Cubs were until last night. This is one of the most fun moments of the year when football season is really in the swing. MLB playoffs are going on every night. It's fucking fun. It really is a lot of fun. And now here we are ready for the ALCS and the NLCS. Dodgers, Brewers, the National League Championship Series, Mariners, Blue Jays. Look, the Mariners Tigers game. We can talk about that. That's a game that went into 15 innings. One of the reasons that people do hate the runner on second rule and all that bullshit in the regular season is because you don't get moments like this. You don't get 15 inning fucking games. I'm gonna be honest. Even though I was resistant to it, I kind of like man on second in the 10th inning in the regular season, as long as you don't do it for the postseason, because you gotta have these games every once in a while. You gotta have games like this. And, Detroit wasted so many starts from Skubal over the past couple weeks here in the playoffs. And, once again, he goes out there and throws really fucking well. One of the best pitchers in the league, bar none, no doubt about that, is probably going to be your AL Cy Young. But the Mariners fucking get it done in 15 innings. Look at Detroit's lineup. Other than Kerry Carpenter and one hit from McKinstry and Javi Baez, look at everybody else. Look at all the 0 for 6s on this fucking stat line. Dingler had a couple hits too. But my God, dude. Javi Baez, by the way, played really well in the playoffs. Love seeing Javi do well. But the Mariners move on to face the Blue Jays, who, kind of took it to the Yankees. That, for MLB's perspective, man, they're thinking, holy shit, the Dodgers better get in. That's the way I feel like they think about this.
Yeah.
If you have Blue Jays, Brewers, it's going to be new blood, but you're not going to have anybody watching.
Will, are you hearing yourself echo?
I am.
I'm echoing, and Will's echoing on stream.
That's weird. Well, I will. Ryan? Hold on. Let me remove the audio from that.
Testing. Okay, it's gone.
All right, you guys shouldn't be echoing, so I'll remove that.
The Blue Jays Mariners is going to be interesting because you've got the hottest hitting team right now in the Blue Jays, and then the Mariners, who've got probably arguably the best bullpen in baseball, but they did just burn through a bunch of guys. Granted, each guy only pitched like one inning, but it's going to be an interesting little duel there. I'll be rooting for the Mariners just because my dad's a huge Mariners fan, and it'd be cool for him to get to see him go to the World Series or whatnot. But MLB definitely hoping the Dodgers get past the Brewers, or else could you imagine like Mariners, Brewers, or Blue Jays, Brewers? I mean, come on.
I mean, I'm going to be pulling for Mariners and Brewers because fuck the Dodgers. But yeah, Major League Baseball wants the Dodgers in the World Series at this point, but I do not. So I'll be pulling for Yelich and the Brewers and the Mariners.
Here's the thing: if the Dodgers make it, there's going to be a lot of people that watch it to root for them, and a lot of people that watch it to root against them. Yeah. Like if the Dodgers make it, you very much will have a fucking active rooting against interest. From that perspective, when it comes to either of these teams on the other side.
But like as a fan, like those obscure World Series, like a few years ago, we had the Texas Rangers and the Diamondbacks. Like those kind of weird World Series, they're fun. They're cool. Like
they're fun for hardcores. Yes.
Yeah, they're really fun. So if I see Mariners Brewers in the World Series as a fan, that's fucking awesome. I don't want to see the Blue Jays because fuck Canada and George Springer, that fucking cheating son of a bitch. But Mariners Brewers would be great.
But we got to talk about how the Dodgers got there. And this was a couple days ago, obviously.
Oh, man. Terrible night. Thursday night for Philly fans, Eagles, and then the disaster of how the Phillies lost this game.
This was brutal. And, sometimes these are professional athletes that are paying millions of dollars, and it's tough sometimes to feel bad for people. I felt so bad. For the pitcher in this spot. This is how the Phillies lose the series. Bases loaded, bottom of the 11th, 2 outs. All you got to do is get an out. That's all you got to do is get an out.
Mm-hmm.
Pajes breaks his bat. Kirkring got to find it. Throws to the plate. Oh, my goodness.
He pulled a Lester.
He pulled a John Lester.
He pulled a John Lester throwing to home.
Yeah, look, dude, here's the thing. I get it. You fucking panic. But, I mean, you've got so much time to pick this ball up and go to first. You have so much time. That is the play. The play is the one because it doesn't matter if this guy touches home as long as you get the guy on first. Mm-hmm. And even if it had been a good throw, it wouldn't have been in time.
Right.
And that's the way you walk it off. And this kind of message sends it all. You could see him in the could see him and his manager embracing kind of after as he was being consoled. A rough moment for the Phillies, dude.
Yeah.
Imagine, and then you're like, okay, turn this game off. At least we'll watch the Eagles win. Nope. Well, how about our Flyers? Nope. Just bad day to be a Philly sports fan.
Horrible day to be a Philly sports fan, but I love it.
That's rough because you kind of boot it. Like, I'm convinced he feels this clean. It's like, no problem, flicks it over to first. You boot it, and you start to panic, and you see the guy running home, and you just fucking airmail it.
Yeah.
Woo!
Rough.
That's rough. And then obviously, like we talked about, the Brewers do beat my Chicago Cubs. And congratulations to the Brewers. This is like your World Series because you don't know what a World Series actually feels like. So for franchises like that, I get it. This truly is your World Series. Flying the L flag as you're celebrating your advancement after you won this series against the Cubs. You desperately want to be our number one rivals, but Cubs fans will always hate the Cardinals more than they hate the Brewers, despite how hard you try to be our number one rivals, which is really fucking rough. Really rough. Tony Freshy for 20. Beardo, Dart and Scattaboo. You should post a video of you doing a backflip like Scattaboo. Ryan, sure you're happy the Eagles lost. Trump 2028. I was perfectly happy the Eagles lost, but I was very frustrated with the way that they lost because Saquon Barkley is a bitch.
Yeah.
I don't know why this is highlighted, but Beardo the bitch is here. I'm out, says Uncle Detroit.
Yeah, I highlighted that. I just thought it was funny.
Oh, thanks, Uncle Detroit. Ben Ryder. Ryan, great seeing your Boilermakers choke last night. I almost gave up on my Gophers in person and walked out, but stayed to the end. Go Gophers. Yes, Minnesota did beat Purdue 27-20 last night. Been away for 3 weeks. PSU football still rolling, says John Getz Gaming. Not exactly. Not exactly. Bro, we got the numbers from last week, by the way.
Here we go. Oh, should we tell Jose Taco what our picks were for Thursday? Or are we just gonna ignore it?
We can do that. We're 100% going to do it. Let's catch up on super chats. Then we're going to get to NFL stuff.
Okay.
Storm Shadow, Arch tank just to spite Beardo and avoid the Giants.
Good.
So yeah, Beardo wanted the Giants to tank for Arch, but Arch is now tanking so he doesn't get picked high. I get it.
I think at this point for Arch, this kind of disaster, lackluster season that he's had so far, I was convinced that he had this year and next year at Texas. I think he stays for another 2 years after this. Unless next year, God willing, he wins the Heisman and a national championship, then he'll declare. But I think after this disaster season, he's got another 2 years at Texas. He needs a lot of development.
Maverick Miller for 199. Penn stank. Hey, Zeus. Beardo, you're wrong about the Cowboys. We will win.
Sure, buddy.
I think I got the Cowboys winning today. So.
I don't.
Son of Sean for 10. At the start of the season, I sent a super chat telling Beard I went all in on the Giants and drafted Dart and Scattaboo in my dynasty league. He mocked me because he didn't know what a dynasty league was.
I think I remember that. We talked about it on the show. I was like, what's a dynasty fantasy league? And you explained it to me, Ryan.
It is so much commitment. You know what I mean? And it plays completely different because
it's when you keep a few players or all your players?
All
of them.
Yeah, some of them have different rules and stuff. But
I know there's keeper leagues where you get to choose like one or two players that you get to keep from the previous season.
Right. There are different rules that are out there for different types of leagues and everything. But yeah, in the trades that happen mid-season for people that are trying to win that year and maybe will give up next year, the year after, and you can build your team even though you're kind of out of it. It's a different element for Dynasty.
My Dynasty League has, and I'm so glad I don't run it. You're right. It is a lot of work. The guy that runs it is amazing. But we have a salary cap. So although you can keep all your guys, you still have to get underneath the cap before we draft. And so you might be looking like AJ Brown this year. You might be like, do I really want him to take up like 15% of my salary cap, or do I cut him and maybe try to get him in the because we do auction draft for that one. It's a lot of fun, but it is a lot of work.
It's complex and it's a big commitment.
I'm about to quit fantasy. I think this might be my last year of doing fantasy football ever. I'm 1-4. But dude, okay, well, hold on, Ryan.
That's about the same winning percentage as you had last week with your picks, by the way. So,
dude, let me tell you, Brock Bowers, I drafted him early. Out.
He's been hurt.
Okay. Joe Burrow, starting quarterback, out.
I'll do it.
Terry McLaurin, out. Bucky
that
Irving.
that was a bad mistake by you. Like,
he was all that was left, dude.
Yeah.
He was all
I remember
that was
that
left.
draft when you were talking to me.
Dude, I was talking to you for like the first 4 rounds.
I will remember because you were like, if Chase slips here, should I get him? I'm like, I mean, probably, yeah. But thank God that didn't happen.
Well, yeah, Chase went number 1 overall, and I had the second pick, so I picked Saquon, who hasn't panned out. Yeah, Joe Burrow, IR. Terry McLaurin, out. Bucky Irving, out. Brock Bowers, out. Juwan Jennings, questionable. That's my bench. I picked up Daniel Jones off of waivers. He's my starter. Wan'Dale Robinson actually had a big game on Thursday. Saquon Barkley had 8 points. And I started, since Brock Bowers is out, I started Dallas Goedert. He got me 26 points. But yeah, Pittsburgh defense. I drafted Pittsburgh defense high. They fucking stink. So I picked up the Giants defense off of waivers. They got me 8 points. So this week I'm actually looking good. But yeah, currently I'm 1-4 on the season.
I think that drafting a defense is a waste of time. Like that will always be like my last pick. I when I play fantasy, I stream defenses. I just play matchups like week to week. That's what I do. And I've had seasons where I almost stream quarterbacks in a way too.
I make sure to get a better kicker than a defense. I got Brandon Aubrey in all my leagues.
Yeah, I got Harrison Butker is my kicker.
He's had a couple rough ones.
Yeah.
Cole Hauser for 2, even though I love my country. I agree with Beardo.
Thank you.
There you go. So let's talk about some NFL and Jose Contreras for a buck over on Rumble. As always, keeping track of the records. Now, I think these I don't know if these include all of our picks or just the ones we do live on stream, but last week I was 6-8, my first losing record of the year.
Good.
I'm 48-23-1 overall. Beardo was 4-10.
Fuck.
He's 43-28-1. Will was 8-6 because of his stupid fucking trench report.
The Will report.
And he is 44-27-1 this year.
How many wins do I have? 46?
43. You're one below Will.
Fuck. And how much do you have?
48.
Damn it.
So, but with that being said, the Thursday night game, I picked the Eagles. You picked the Eagles. Will, who did you pick?
I had the Eagles.
Okay.
I'm not even going to lie and say I did. I considered changing my pick when Carter was out. I even texted Beardo about it. I'm like, I'm kind of looking at the money line for the Giants tonight, but I ended up with the Eagles.
I picked the Eagles, but I did bet the Giants to cover. So,
you did.
I mean,
it
doesn't fucking count, but I did.
You know what?
He was trying to gaslight me too. He's like, they're gonna cover. I'm like, but I got the Eagles, and you would like not tell me exactly if you had the Eagles in the game. And so I was telling you about my about my prize pick stuff, and you were like, Saquon 2 touchdowns, but
and
lose.
A loss. Yeah.
And a loss. And I'm like, oh, so you're picking the Giants then? I even gave him the opportunity to pick his team, and he said, no, I've got the Eagles.
Yeah. It was a smart play, but
for our confidence pick, I wanted to switch my pick to the Giants, but what I said was I made the Eagles my one confidence, so the lowest, because I figure everyone's going to have the Eagles high. So
I had them really high. I had them very, very high. No doubt about that. And before we get into the upcoming, actually, Beardo, go ahead, gloat about your team for a little while. Got to give you the opportunity.
Giants on Thursday Night Football. I don't know if it was just primetime games or if it was Thursday Night Football games in general. I was texting Will and my dad that the Giants were 0-11 in their last primetime or Thursday night games. Will, was it Thursday or primetime?
Primetime.
0-11. And I texted Will and I said, they're due. They're due.
The last time the Giants beat the Eagles on primetime was Eli Manning over Donovan McNabb in like 08.
Oh,
That's
wait.
wild.
Are you sure that
Mhm.
wasn't Vic then? I guess it would have been McNabb at that point.
Yeah, I think it was McNabb is what I read.
Dude, Giants defense was sound. Very little mistakes. And actually, during that game, a very well officiated game. I was impressed with how well that game was officiated, because there was moments where the ball was marked short and I'm looking at it, I'm watching the game and I'm like, that's a bad spot. But with now this digital markers that they have with the footballs, they would very quickly say, Giants first down, Giants touchdown with Scatterboo and stuff. Love Scatterboo, man. That dude is a fucking dog. He's a rhinoceros back there. And Dart played very well on his feet, impromptu, making some plays out of nothing. I love to see it. And the Giants defense, man, they were pressuring Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts would escape the pocket, but made a mistake, made a big mistake in the second half with that interception by Flott. Never heard of the fucking guy. Who the hell is Flott? Who the hell is that guy? Had a fucking 90-yard touchdown return to put the Giants into good field position. Punched the ball out of AJ Dillon. He makes a fumble. Giants defense was sound. Brian Burns tied for the league leader for sacks for the Giants.
Who couldn't couldn't even get half a sack against fucking Spencer Rattler, cocksucker.
I know. Brian Burns, the entire defense was sound. Very minimal mistakes on offense. So I loved what I saw from the Giants on Thursday night. And Russell Wilson stinks. So, but I am concerned. I am concerned with Dart on how careless he is sometimes, putting his body on the line. He's been knocked out in 2 of his 3 starts. He's been knocked out of the game with an injury for a few plays, and then he winds up coming back in. But he's very careless with his body. But he winds up coming back, and he still plays well afterwards. I think he actually probably played through a little bit of a concussion at the end of the game because, but dude, and after he got knocked out, they're running quarterback designed runs after he got knocked out with a head injury. I'm like, what the fuck are we doing, Kafka and Dable? Why are you running designed quarterback runs when your guy just got out and went to concussion protocol and we're doing designed runs? Give the ball to Scatterboo. With Jalen Carter out, it's working. And that's what we did in the second half. We just pounded the rock with Scatterboo, and I loved it.
Scatterboo's impervious to concussions, I believe. I think he was born with CTE, so that's like why it just doesn't affect him or something.
Yeah.
And dude, I was having fun at the bar because obviously I was totally fine with whoever lost or won. I was looking at my prize pick stuff, but I was trolling Eagles fans. I was yelling low IQ Jalen Hurts to everybody in the fucking bar whenever he'd make a terrible play. But then when Jackson Dart went out and Russell Wilson came in, I was screaming, hollering at the Giants fans. And Russell Wilson comes in and throws one terrible, like, fluttering pass
in the dirt.
Got booed. He got booed off the fucking field as Brian Daboll's screaming at the doctors to get Jackson Dart back on the field.
You need that sound clip from this morning.
This guy sucks. When Jackson Dart went out, I got like 4 text messages. I got a text message from you, Ryan, from Jay, from Lee, and Will saying, fuck, Russell Wilson's in. And then I was on FaceTime with my dad watching it, and I was like, I would be shocked if they let Russ throw the ball here. Just run 2 plays. You're probably not going to get a first down here. You're going to have to punt the ball away. Just run the rock. Run the ball. The run game has been working. I would be shocked if they let Russ throw because he's not warm. He threw 3 passes, and that was it. And then, of course, on his second play, they throw the ball, and it was in the dirt. And then he gets booed off of the field. If I were Russell Wilson, I would want to be traded. Nobody fucking wants you there. You're a bum.
They had like this funny replay on the sideline. It's like Russell Wilson doing everything he can to stay on the team. And it's like, I think it was
he's
maybe
like helping guys
Robbins.
up. He's there clapping like somebody gets tackled out of bounds, and he's helping these guys up. Yeah, dude.
He had his fucking helmet on the entire time, you know.
And he's still wearing the fucking captain patch. It's so cringe. But Russell Wilson, everybody hates him. Nobody likes him. Brian Dable doesn't even like Russell Wilson. The fans hate the guy. And I want to say this. Why is he still our quarterback too? You benched him. You benched the guy. He's done. He stinks when he comes in. The fans don't like him. Dable doesn't like him. Why is he still number 2? If Dart gets knocked out for a few plays, put in Winston. At least it's fun.
I think that Russell Wilson is a better option as your backup quarterback than Jameis, genuinely.
I don't agree.
Because he's a game manager, He's a better game manager than Winston.
Who, Russ?
He can at least manage a game.
No, but here's the thing. Like, if he goes in for a play or two, he's not warm. He's going to throw 2 or 3 warm-up passes and then go in. And if you're thinking you're going to throw the ball, that's ridiculous. At least put Winston in there, and he's going to do something so retarded, it's cool.
Yeah, I don't think that's who you want for your backup quarterback, though. You know what I mean? Like in the same way that, Joe Flacco gets benched, and then he's the QB2 because that's the guy you want backing up, not Shedeur Sanders. Now that's all a moot point because they traded away Joe Flacco, which we can get into because Joe Flacco is now on a different team and the starting quarterback
for
the
most reps.
Anyways, go Giants. Let's fucking go. Great win on Thursday.
That's true. Glad it had to be exciting for you to see those 2 rookies, white boy fucking summer for Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterbo. They seem like they love each other. They seem like I don't know if they have a triple digit IQ between the 2 of them, but it doesn't matter. They're really fun. So
well, and I was telling Will and my dad that was the most exciting Giants game that I have seen in the past 10 years.
Yeah.
Between Eli Manning, Daniel Jones, that was the best Giants game in the last decade that I've seen.
Super Bowl?
Yeah, since 2012. Not even lying. Yeah.
Well, if you want to make your Sundays a little more exciting, you can check out Prize Picks like me and Beardo did on Thursday night. Fortunately, it didn't work out for us because Jalen Hurts would not throw the ball in checkdowns to Saquon Barkley. And when he did it, A.J. Dillon was in the game for some reason. But most of the time, I have a really fun time over on Prize Picks. This live stream is brought to you by Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this season on Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Prize Picks is simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 stat or player stat projections. You get your picks right, you could cash in. It's also the best way to get on action in sports in more than 40 states, including California, Texas, Georgia, and right here in the great state of Florida. And Prize Picks invented the flex play, which means you can still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. You can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. And obviously going into this game, you got a lot. I'm eyeing this demon, this Sam Darnold demon. 2 passing touchdowns for Sam Darnold. I don't think that's ridiculous. I don't think that's out of this world. Baker Mayfield's really helped me out with a couple of those demon passing touchdowns before. I know that you want to go to interceptions, Beardo. That's one of your favorite things.
Geno Smith interceptions. Also, I'll do like a little preview real quick. That Green Bay Bengals game is so disgusting. How terrible the Bengals defense is. I love Jordan Love to throw an interception today.
And he's a demon right now on that.
I love it.
He throws 1 interception.
I love it. Hammer that. That's one of my favorite plays today for player props. More on Jordan Love interceptions today against the Bengals defense. It's so disgusting. It's going to happen.
Yeah. So
I like T. Higgins touchdown or a pick, a gross pick.
Also, go to tight ends. Let me just break this down for you. Hold on.
Tell me what you got.
I'll tell you what I got. So, if you guys are on Prize Picks, obviously Jordan Love interception today, over on that half an interception. You go to the Redskins. This is tomorrow night, right? Redskins Bears. Ryan, you're going to love this one.
Oh, is Zach Ertz anytime touchdown? Is that what you're going to go for?
Let me paint the picture for you. Wide receiver Noah Brown. This is the Redskins. Wide receiver Noah Brown out. Deebo Samuel questionable with the heel. He's going to be limited tomorrow. Terry McLaurin out tomorrow. You know what that means. Zach Ertz had 1 target last week, no catches, no touchdowns. Ryan, do you know what that means?
That means even though you told us he was going to have a touchdown last week, that he's fucking due.
He's due. Zach Ertz, anytime touchdown. He's getting in the end zone today. Hammer it.
Debo was limited last week and still got a touchdown, by the way.
That is true. But yeah, Scary Terry's out. The other tight end is out. So I see where Beardo's coming from. But look, download the app today or and use code GGOVER to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code GGOVER to get $50 after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. And it's also good to be right when we're talking about our NFL previews. That did not happen a ton for Beardo last week. 4-8. That is
what?
That is rough, dude. 4-8.
It was a weird week. It was a weird week in the NFL last week.
Well, we talked about this game in our. I don't know if you guys officially gave your picks. I picked the Broncos in this.
We did this morning. I picked Denver as well, but I said the Jets would cover. It was weird. It was a weird spot for the Jets. I said they would cover overseas in London, but I did pick Denver this morning on Game On.
So there's 3 minutes left in this game, and it does look like the Broncos are going to kick it back to the Jets. This Jets offense has been pathetic. Look, we beat the shit out of the fucking UK, and we beat the shit out of them in the Revolutionary War, all this stuff. This might be the worst thing we've ever done to the British people, is letting them watch this game. Here's your boy, Justin Fields. All you dumb Justin Fields apologists that I've watched forever and ever.
Justin Fields.
I do not care if Justin Fields takes whatever they do here. If they get this punt and he drives down the fucking field and scores a touchdown, it does not matter even if he does that. This game has been a fucking abysmal. He has 38 passing yards. The team probably has negative pass. I bet the team might have negative fucking passing yards. Just because of the amount of sacks that he's taken in this game. He's got to have been sacked 5 fucking times. 7 sacks for 38.
The Broncos, every time they were driving, they were moving up and down the field the first half. Every time they're driving, they get a big penalty, and that's what kept them from scoring. They should be up double digits in this one.
Well, I told you this morning, Will, the Broncos aren't impressive. They had to come back and win against the Eagles team, where the Eagles are showing us their true colors the past couple of weeks. And also, Denver struggled in the second half against the fucking Bengals. The Joe Burrow-less Bengals struggled in the second half 2 weeks ago on Monday night. Struggled against the Eagles, who are not a good team. Denver, there's something going on, man. I don't know what's going on.
Dude, but if they win this game with 0 passing yards,
Denver is not who we thought they were.
This is right now, as we speak, the Jets have 0 yards passing because Justin Fields has passed for 38 yards and he's taken 7 sacks for 38-yard loss.
They just fumbled it in the backfield and still got 8 yards.
Yes. They are now over midfield, I believe. Let's look at this right here. They're around midfield at the 2-minute warning. So they might just run the ball a couple more times and kick a field goal, and they might win this fucking game. They got a safety early on. The first several possessions, they had the ball in Denver territory because of good returns, and they did nothing with it. 3 and out, no fucking yards, kick a field goal. This has been pathetic.
Good.
A pathetic performance. And the Jets might win, which tells you how fucking sad it is for Denver. Holy shit.
I hate Bo Nix. And what was it this morning, Will? Bo Nix, 190 passing yards with 2 touchdowns. Yikes.
Someone had that, yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, not going to happen.
That is...
I had laying the 7 with, or I have laying the 7 with the Broncos, so that's looks unfortunate unless Justin Fields does something stupid here.
Yeah,
always a possibility.
Pick 6 or something, yeah.
Always a possibility, Fingers crossed.
Now that game's going on. We'll keep you guys updated as this game does come to a conclusion. It is kind of fun for these London games because there's something going on as we're live. That is fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This game, Cardinals, Colts. I got the Colts, and it looks like Kyler Murray is a no-go for this game.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
It does look like that is official. So Kyler Murray is a no-go, and Indiana Jones in the Colts on the back of Jonathan Taylor. I got them fucking taking the Cardinals to Pound Town, dude.
Yeah, the Cardinals without Kyler Murray, no James Conner, and Marvin Harrison Jr., who doesn't like holding onto the ball. I had the Colts this morning in my contest pick at 9.5 Will, am I able to get a better number on that at 8.5?
Let me see.
Or
That's just a different book. The book we use might still have it at 9.5. Let me see.
okay, for sure. Regardless, I have the Colts, and I have the Colts covering that 9.5 or 8.5. This is going to be a fucking ugly blowout. I got the Colts all day at home.
Yeah, I have the Colts. Initially was going to take the Cards. Seemed like a good spot for them the way they matched up against the Colts, and everyone loving the Colts right now. But with Kyler Murray being out, I'm not trusting Jacoby Brissett, which means probably this would be the time that they do it. But I'm on the Colts. It is a good, according to the Will Report, good running matchup for the Colts here. So if you want to look at Jonathan Taylor overs, that might be a good way to go.
I believe Jonathan Taylor's leading the league in rushing right now, heading into week 6. So he'll continue. I think he's going to continue to have a really solid season. The Jets run the ball, just got a first down. Breece Hall. They're on about the 47-yard line of the Broncos.
Beardo, you had -10. I got you 9.5 now, so it did come down half a point.
Okay, perfect. Cool.
Next game, Chargers-Dolphins. After the Chargers came out looking so hot, now it kind of a lot of injuries in that offensive line, and people getting to Justin Herbert has not looked pretty the past 2 weeks. This might be just what they need to get back on track, is heading down to Miami, and a Miami Dolphins team who is awful. I don't think that the Chargers are going to light the world on fire, but I am picking the Chargers to go into Miami and win this game.
I got the Dolphins. The Chargers are too banged up. No Najee Harris. Joe Alt's out. Their guard is out. And also Quentin Johnson is out today, too. It's going to all be on Justin Herbert. I think on the road in Miami. I said it a few weeks ago when Tyreek got injured that the offense was going to look more sound. That hasn't really been the case last week. They let Carolina come back into the game. Although the Dolphins did look good, it was in Carolina. Carolina's been playing well at home. So, and getting Xavier Legette back for Carolina, that helped them out late in the game last week. I still like Miami at home against the Chargers. Chargers are going to fall to 3-2. Give me the Dolphins today.
Yeah, I'm on the Chargers in this one. I don't like the offensive line issues. They bench their team captain center, which I guess could be a good thing because he's just playing like ass, so they put a new guy in there. But it's just a gut feeling. I think Harbaugh coming off of 2 losses, this seems like a Harbaugh game, a grimy game. And Justin Herbert actually has a better record and plays better on the road than he does at home. So I'll go with the Chargers.
Yay.
Yeah, like I factor in home road stuff a little bit less for the Chargers in general than most other teams because they don't have a home field advantage that they just don't. At their own home field, they do not. And it's been that way ever since they made the move from San Diego.
You can make the argument they're better prepared for the road.
Yeah.
Since they're kind of used to it at home.
Yes. So I'm picking the Chargers. And, you mentioned Najee Harris. I don't even care about the Najee Harris Achilles thing. Like, Omarion Hampton being out for a couple weeks is huge, right? So now they're on their 3rd string running back. Omarion Hampton has had a really, really solid year.
Fresh legs.
He's not there for them
Fresh
either.
legs out there.
Now, the game of the week, Patriots Saints.
No, there's a better one.
Is Spencer Rattler going to rack up 2? Is Spencer Rattler going to rack up 2?
No.
Back-to-back at home. I do have the Patriots with this one. Obviously, Drake May, a little bit of a coming out party last week. But I think I don't know if we're going to see it quite. I don't know if you're going to go for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns, but I do have the Patriots going down there and winning. And Garrett Wilson it's hard to say he dropped the pass. He got fucking hammered by the DB.
Yeah, it was good defense.
And yeah, really good play for him to rip that ball out of there at the end. Yeah. And it's going to be maybe a very long field goal, or they're going to go for it on 4th down for the New York Jets.
Yeah, you're like a whole 10 seconds ahead of me. It's going to be a 4th and 8 right now with a minute 14 left.
They're going for it. They reset the play clock for him. There's a minute and 14 seconds left, and it is 4th and 8 for Justin Fields. This is it. Game on the line. You got to throw the ball. Justin Fields takes the snap, drops back, stands there like a retard, gets fucking sacked like the bitch that he is with the game on the line.
Way.
Throw the ball. Justin Fields, you are such dog shit. He is
And that's
so
game
terrible,
over.
so awful. He's going to end this. The team is going to end this game with negative passing yards. Justin Fields is a goddamn bum. I've said it for fucking years, and I am so happy that he's fucking failing with the Jets not to. I'm sure the Justin Fields apologists will try to find some way to spin this shit. What?
He just got sacked on my screen. That's
what
how far
a loser. You have to throw it. You have to throw that ball, dude.
That almost looked like a horse collar right there for a little bit. Right here,
if you would have
number
really dragged
0.
him down, it might have been, but it wasn't. So, anyway, this game is over. The Denver Broncos will escape with a win in London in a game that they played like shit in. Fucking awful for the people of London to witness this.
Yep.
But here we have it. All right, so Beardo, what's your pick? Patriots, Saints.
I got the Patriots all day. Very well coached Patriots team. I love Vrabel and Josh McDaniels there. I think that Drake May is finally understanding and getting comfortable with the Josh McDaniels complicated offense. This team scores a lot of points. They're fundamentally sound on special teams. So I like the over the point total in this game, 45.5. I like to see this total go over, and I think the Patriots cover the 3.5, and they win. They win smoothly.
Yeah, big game for Drake. Maybe he can get out of that Drake maybe zone if he goes up and lights his Saints defense up like he should. Big game last week. It does make me nervous that the Patriots, went on the road and beat Buffalo in Buffalo. Kind of seems like a letdown spot here. This is the second of 3 straight road games for them, but it does help that the Saints won their first game of the season last week. So both teams coming off big wins. I got the Patriots matchup just well. And the Will Report, this is an A+ play. So I'm going to go with my Patriots, even though it makes me nervous in this one.
The Will Report. Browns, Steelers. Dylan Gabriel with Shedeur Sanders as his backup, playing against the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are 3-1, but I don't feel like it's been a week since we've seen them, so it's kind of out of our minds. But some of their games, they've not looked all that impressive, especially that defense. However, at home against rookie quarterback, I do expect the Steelers to take care of business.
Yeah, I don't love the spread on this one, 6.5. AFC East matchup. AFC North matchup. I think the Browns could have a shot at covering, but I'm taking the Steelers to win the game. But
yeah, I wanted to get cute at the beginning of the week and pick the Browns here, but then I really sat back and thought about it. I mean, they just played in London. They're coming back home, and they have to go on the road in division facing the Steelers, who are coming off a bye. I still don't trust the Steelers team. I'm staying away from the side of this game, but I'll take the Steelers at home to get the win.
Now we got Cowboys, Panthers. The Panthers, who are undefeated at home.
Yep.
Against the Dallas Cowboys. I tell you what, I got the Cowboys going in and winning against the Panthers. I think the Panthers have looked like fucking puke even in some of these games. Not the one against the Falcons, but I don't know if we're going to get the same Rico Dowdle 200 yards rushing that we saw last week.
Revenge game.
It is a revenge game for Rico Dowdle, but he had 200 yards rushing last week. So I think the game plan is going to be stop Rico Dowdle and let Bryce Young beat you. And I got the Cowboys taking care of business and improving to 3-2-1.
I'm on the Panthers today, boys. Panthers have been playing well at home, so I'm going to go with the trend. I think this is going to be a big rushing game for both teams. We're due for a Dak Prescott goose egg. He might even throw a pick or two today. And I said before, the Panthers getting Xavier Legette back and the connection that him and Bryce Young had late last week. I like the Panthers today at home.
It does feel like we're due for, like, Dak's playing pretty well this season. And it does feel like we're due for a Dak game where he throws like 2 or 3 picks. It just looks awful. And this feels like the spot for it. But I'm going to go with the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys, they know what they have to do. They have to score points. Their defense sucks. They have to just put up points and hope you can't outlast them. And I don't think the Panthers have the offensive power to do it. So I'm going to go with the Cowboys.
If the Bryce Young that we saw in the first half of that game shows up again in the first half of this, I think they might get too far behind to catch up. Because the first half, Bryce Young just fucking like threw the ball away. Like got so scared that he saw a defender, he literally just fucking dropped the ball and ran away. But we will see. We will see. Seahawks Jags, great game, great matchup. The
Actually,
Jags,
a really good game.
who escaped from that Chiefs game and win at home against the Chiefs. Now they're hosting the Seahawks. I think it's going to be a really good game. I have the Seahawks. I still don't believe in the Jags. I still do not believe in the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I have the Seahawks coming into town and beating them.
I'm going with my gut here. I don't have anything cute. I don't have any kind of stats or trends or anything. I'm going with my gut. I think the Jaguars have a lot of momentum right now. Give me the Jags at home.
Yeah, I early in the week I like the Seahawks, and then I'm seeing all these people like the Seahawks this week, and I'm like, God, I thought I was being sneaky here. Seahawks lose last week, but they played really well. Sam Darnold's been playing well, and then the Jags, of course, are everyone's darling right now. So it seems like a good letdown spot for the Jags. I'm still sticking with the Seahawks. I'll take them on the road to get it done here, and what should be a good game.
Yeah, and one of the biggest pluses for this year for the Jags has been ETN. Yeah, he's really come on and played very well this year. I think he's, top 3 in the league right now in terms of rushing yards. So we'll see if they can get that going against the Seahawks. I don't know. Rams Ravens, which could have been a fucking awesome epic matchup. Until the Ravens have thrown up all over themselves. They got a million people hurt. Even when they're not hurt, they're not playing up to their standards. Lamar Jackson is not going to be in this game once again. And all that leads to the Rams being nearly a touchdown favorite on the road. And I don't know if that's enough. I got the Rams in this game.
I have the Rams too, and I think this was one of my contest picks this morning for the Rams to win and cover that 6.5. So give me the Rams all day.
Yeah, I got the Rams too. Be careful if you're going to bet this game or whatnot, or hell, if you're going to watch it. 50-mile-an-hour gust winds. It's going to be a little wet out there. It's going to be ugly. But I like the Rams to be able to run the ball, control the clock, and I trust Stafford in a sloppy game more than I do Cooper Rush.
And one of my outlier picks over there on Prize Picks, Puka Nacua, Demon, 3.5 rushing yards.
Oh,
I think he gets one end around.
Oh,
I think he gets
a
one
little jet sweep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. A sloppy game. I see it. I could see it. That's
a sloppy game like this. This seems, and look, he does not get a ton of carries. He averages less than 1 carry a game that he plays in. But when he does, he's usually fairly effective.
Hey, you know what that means, Ryan? You know what that means?
He's due.
He's due.
He's due. Yeah. So we'll see if that works out for me. Titans Raiders.
Game of the week.
Game.
This is the game of the week.
What a disgusting game. The Titans did not deserve to win last week against the Cardinals. The Cardinals, in every conceivable way, threw that game away.
Yeah.
And I hesitantly, very, very hesitantly, am picking the Raiders in this game against the Titans. Both these teams are fucking trash. But the Raiders are at home, so I got the Raiders.
The Titans, I feel like the Titans have a little bit of juice. They did not deserve to win that game last week, but a win is a win is a win is a win. And they got some juice, and the Raiders fucking stink. Geno Smith, we might see some Kenny Pickett action today because of how bad Geno Smith is going to stink today. I got the Titans upsetting the Raiders in Vegas today.
You thought the London game was bad. This game's going to be awful, but this is my pick of the week. I got my one and only Survivor pick left in this one, or pick left on this game, and it's the Raiders. It's gross. It's disgusting. I had the Panthers last week. That came through. Hoping the Raiders can get it done. Titans coming off a win. They've probably been partying out in Vegas. They probably just stayed out west because they were in Arizona last week. Give me the Raiders at home in a bounce back spot here.
I love being on the island.
I don't know if you were going to feel that way by the time we're reading out the records from Jose Contreras. But
I think Ryan and I, have we picked the same all the way through?
I do not know. Next game, Bengals Packers. New starting quarterback for the Bengals. They go from Joe Burrow to Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco, who already beat the Packers just a few weeks ago,
albeit not playing well. Joe Flacco, it's not like he fucking lit the world on fire. I think they ended up winning that game, 13-10, I think is what the Browns beat the Packers by. Little bit different story. This is not a Bengals team that anyone thinks the defense is going to carry them. This is also at Green Bay. I love the idea of the Bengals, Joe Flacco going there and fucking beating the shit out of them. But I do have the Packers in this game at home. They got a fucking almost a 2-touchdown spread.
And that's what I was about to say. 13 and a half points. I like the Bengals to cover that 13 and a half, but give me the Packers to win. But also my favorite Prize Picks play today is Jordan Love more on a half interception. So Jordan Love will throw a pick today, maybe 2, but give me the Packers to win and the Bengals to cover.
I'm picking the Packers. I'll be rooting for the Bengals for the upset because it will destroy everyone's survivor pools. Probably not going to happen, though. As for a side, I can't pick a side on this one because I can't lay 2 touchdowns with a team that hasn't won in a month. The Packers haven't won since week 2. Remember, they lost to the Browns, and then they tied, and then they had a bye. So I don't know how they're going to look coming out of the bye. I'm getting, and it's always a coin flip when you throw in a new quarterback, especially a veteran like Joe Flacco. You never know what's going to happen. So I'm just staying away from this game, but I'm picking the Packers to win.
Yeah, I think Jamar Chase and T. Higgins are going to get better balls to, go up and make plays on.
It's all about O-line. How much time is Flacco going to have?
That's the thing for me, and I mentioned that in the video I made when the trade got announced is, that line is fucking terrible, and Joe Flacco is not a guy who's going to go out and extend plays. They're going to have to play within the offense and get the ball out on time a little more, but
I did bet T. Higgins because you can get 3-1 that T. Higgins gets a touchdown today. Pretty good odds.
There you go. 49ers Bucks. Both teams are 4-1.
I got something for you. I'll be right back.
Okay. Both teams are 4-1. The 49ers are once again, I believe Brock Purdy's out. Is that correct, Will? So
yep, it's Mac Jones.
Daddy Jones is playing, and you know what? That might be better for the 49ers at this point in time. Mac Jones is the starting quarterback going down to play Baker Mayfield and the Buccaneers. I have loved Baker Mayfield so much this year. I think he should be considered the favorite for MVP right now. But I got the Bucs winning this game at home.
Yeah, a lot of injuries for both teams.
Yeah.
Bucky Irving's out, Mike Evans is out and whatnot, but it doesn't seem to matter. As long as Ibuka's out there, Baker's going to be fine. They're going to find a way to put up points. I think this comes down to a field goal game. I think it's going to be another thriller like all these Bucs games. I flipped on this during the week. I'm actually going with the Niners. Gut feeling. That's all I got is a gut feeling on this one. I don't got fancy stats for you. Give me the Niners to get it done on the road here.
Ryan, who did you have?
I got the Bucs.
All right. Baker Mayfield, I sincerely apologize. I apologize to Baker Mayfield and the Bucs organization. I don't know what I was doing last week. I was out of my mind to bet against Baker Mayfield. All that dude does is win. He's a winner. I'm retarded for betting against Baker Mayfield last week. It'll never happen again, Baker. I'm sincere. I apologize. Give me the fucking Bucs today. All day. It doesn't matter that Mike Evans is out. It doesn't matter that Bucky Irvins is out. It doesn't matter that Chris Godwin is limited. You got Mbuka out there, going to be Rookie of the Year, and Baker Mayfield, the leading MVP candidate. Let's go Bucs and Baker Mayfield. That's a lock.
You want to switch your pick, Ryan?
I'm feeling like I should switch it now. But no, I was giving Beardo a hard time for picking against Baker last week.
It'll never happen again.
Here you go. So that's that game. The night game, Lions-Chiefs. Dude, this Chiefs schedule for the first 6 weeks of the season is
brutal.
Fucking brutal. Especially a lot of prime time. So weird game. Like I think they did the first one on, I don't know if it was Thursday or where they did the opening. It's been rough for them. This is another rough one. Although I picked the Chiefs to win against the Jags last week away, I have the Lions coming in and taking care of business. At this point with the Lions, with as consistent as they've been after that first one, And I know, again, it is outdoors, but I just think this team is rolling right now, and I think they're going to roll into Kansas City and beat them.
Yeah, I'm looking at this. The game's in Kansas City. They're 2.5-point favorites, which tells me that if the game were in Detroit, Detroit would be favored by 2.5. The Lions, although their wins haven't been super impressive against like really good teams, their closest game was against Baltimore. And a few weeks ago, if you told me when the Lions won, that would be an impressive win. But looking at what Baltimore is now, not such an impressive win. But their other wins have been by blowout fashion. The Chiefs coming off a devastating loss on Monday night. Doesn't matter. Give me Dan Campbell. Big balls, Dan Campbell, and the Lions tonight. I actually put 100 spot on the Lions tonight. Money line outright. Give me the fucking Lions.
I am like, I know like Kansas City is always a little bit over favored, mostly because of like the normie betting market stuff. I am a little surprised that they're nearly field goal favorites. Like that field goal favorite essentially means, and Beardo kind of said it as well, that would mean that in general, people have these teams as kind of even, right?
Right.
Home field typically counts for about a field goal when people set lines in betting markets and stuff. I'm shocked that it's not at least an even line here, that the Chiefs are field goal favorites. That's shocking to me.
It's actually about in the betting market nowadays is about 1.5 to 2 for home field. But yes, still same area. What's funny is Beardo picked the Chiefs this morning on my show, and then
No, I didn't.
You did, and then you turned around and sent me. You're like, "Hey, I want to bet the Lions." I'm pretty sure you're
No.
Maybe it was Ghost. Maybe Ghost.
Yeah, you're right. It was Ghost. It was Ghost. I was on the Lions this morning on my show, on your show.
Okay. I like.
I will pull it up right now. I was on the Lions.
I like the Lions. I think the biggest thing here is the Lions' run game. Chiefs defense is not what it used to be, and the Lions, as long as they can establish the run, they're going to keep Patrick Mahomes on the field. And Dan Campbell and this Lions team has done this before. Remember 2 seasons ago, season opener, they went down, beat Kansas City. They were like 8-point dogs. They beat them that season opener. So they've had success at Arrowhead, and I don't see that changing today. I'll take the Lions. I think it's going to be a good back and forth game, though.
I saw someone waffles. You got to beat the Chiefs and the refs. Now that the Chiefs are like under 500, you notice that all of the engagement farming things have moved off of the Chiefs and instead on other teams now, like because it is an engagement farming bullshit. And now that the Chiefs aren't good anymore, people don't care as much. Not to say they suck, but
hey, a little tip.
And also the Chiefs got penalized like fucking 20 times last game. Holy shit.
Yeah.
They had so many penalties. So let's just stop this shit.
A little tip, if you're going to bet this game and you want to bet the Lions, wait until about a half hour or so before kickoff. All the games are going to go today. The bettors are going to lose their picks, and everyone's going to be chasing. Or there's a bunch of money line parlays that I bet people have that end on the Chiefs. So once the sportsbooks see that they start getting a little bit more lopsided, I wouldn't be surprised if this line closes 3. But if you're betting Lions on the money line, you'll get better odds about a half hour before kickoff if you wait to bet it instead of now.
And then the Monday night games, 2 Monday night games again. Why does this game have to be a Monday night when I'm going to be live on the Fuck My Life podcast while this is happening? I hate this. I hate it. Hate it. But Bears Commanders is the normal start time. Look, can someone please tell me why this game's at Washington? We just played at Washington last year, and it was one of the most horrific moments of my life witnessing that fucking Fail Mary. But the Bears coming off a bye, going into Washington, a Washington team who Jaden Daniels appears to be healthy. The rest of the team, not so much. Terry McLaurin not going to be playing. Beardo kind of went over that when talking about some other stuff. I'm taking Washington in my pick at home. I don't like it. I hope the Bears come in for a revenge game, but I can't confidently pick them playing at home against Washington. I think Washington has a solid defense. I think that they're going to continue to run the ball well, and I don't think the Bears have proved yet they can stop that running game. However, Bears are finally getting some people healthy on that defensive side of the ball. Maybe they might actually have all their fucking starters back. We'll see. But I am going to be fucking begging to the Lord that the Bears win this game. But my pick is Washington.
Redskins.
Yeah, I have the Redskins as well in this one. The Bears, if you go and look at some of their third down stats, they're getting really lucky on both sides of the ball on third down. I don't see that continuing. I expect it to regress back to the mean. And I think the Commanders, as long as Jaden Daniels is back there, I think they're going to be just fine. I think the Commanders are actually going to win this game pretty easily.
Yeah, if you look, they're one of the best third down teams on offense and one of the best on defense, even though that defense has not played well in general. Situationally, they have. And obviously, came up with a bunch of turnovers against the Raiders and Geno Smith and stuff like that. But I do hear what you're saying. I don't think that this is a good defense. I think it can be a fine defense. But I do expect it to come and regress a little bit back to the mean, even though they are getting their fucking players back, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they can't pressure the quarterback, right? That is the biggest problem for the Chicago Bears. Their offensive line has had trouble protecting the quarterback, and their defensive line cannot put pressure in any fucking way. Now that you got some of your coverage guys like Kyler Gordon back, now that you got some of your, your coverage guys back in that linebacking core, maybe that does help out a little bit. Now is rushing the quarterback, getting traditional pressure on the quarterback against Jaden Daniels going to be the best thing in general when he's just going to go back in there and create? We'll see how it works out. Fuck the Redskins. Fuck the Commanders. Fuck Washington. I hope they lose, but I'm picking them. Bills, Falcons. I got the Buffalo Bills. They got to have a bounce back game. And nothing better to have a bounce back game than to play Michael Penis Jr. And the Atlanta Falcons. Bijan might have a really good fucking game. But I'm taking the Bills on the road to go into Atlanta and win.
Yeah, I'm on the Bills. A terrible loss on Sunday Night Football, losing to their division rival. This is a beat-em-up spot for the Bills. I think they're going to try to pile on the points and run up the score on the Falcons. But the problem with the Bills is right now they don't have a true number one wide receiver. They're relying on James Cook and Josh Allen to win the games by themselves, putting the team on their back. I see the Bills in a few weeks possibly making a trade for a wide receiver on a bad team. So whether that's the Jets or the Bengals trying to make a trade for Garrett Wilson or T. Higgins or somebody, I see the Bills making a trade soon to get Josh Allen some help at the wide receiver position. But I like the Bills tonight regardless. Bills by a lot.
Yeah, I'm on the Bills as well. I can't picture Josh Allen losing a Sunday Night Football game and then losing a Monday Night Football game. The Will Report makes this a very favorable matchup for Bills running game. So if you want to look at James Cook over, it would probably be a good game to do that. But I think this could just be a get right. Like Bills come out a little pissed off and just could be a 40-point game for the Bills where Josh Allen just goes nuts.
Yeah, I think they need to have a bounce back after that poor performance against the Patriots. So that's it. That's all the previews. Let's get to these super chats. Joe Mann, what up, fellas? How are you? Sadly, it looks like my Rams are the lock of the week against my Ravens, or the Rams are the lock of the week against my Ravens. Good luck to your Bears, Ryan, and congrats, Giants. It was a very nice super chat. Thank you, Joe Mann.
Thank you, Joe Mann.
Jesus Beardo, Cowboys win. You say, how about them Cowboys?
Go fuck yourself.
McCock, be the Giants. CTE, who's that? Little Lord Funkhauser, Scattaboo. That's how a white man runs a football. Little Lord from Funkhauser, congrats on the win, Beardo. Dart and Scat are fun.
It was a good game, man. Good game.
Chris Curran for 2. Let's fucking go Buccaneers.
Let's go.
Giants rule. Fuck them birds, says Chris Curran.
Thank you, Chris.
And then Chris again for 5. How many times does a quarterback beat the same team in the season, not the same division? Would be interested to know. I think it goes, I heard somebody talking about it right after he got traded. I believe it was like 1963 or something that a quarterback kind of got traded mid-season and played the team again and beat them twice. So it's been a while.
I wonder who it was. What quarterback was that?
I don't, some fucking, some name that I do not even remember. But I think it was back in the 63 or something. Joe Mann for 5. The Bucs are my second favorite team. Hope they pull it out. Also, I have Baker and Ibuka in fantasy. Let's just say I'm cooking. Baker is a dog.
You got to be in first place.
Yeah, that's a good stack to have right now. Taker for, do you guys think Max Crosby will be traded?
No.
I doubt it.
He doesn't want to go anywhere.
I saw, who was it? The 49ers were looking to try to trade for him.
Mm-hmm.
The
I
last
don't know what his
quarterback
contract is like. I guess that's the other thing. So
He's about $30 million per year. He's got a couple years left on it.
the 49ers were talking to the Giants. They were trying to get Kayvon Thibodeau, and the Giants said no. So then they went to Max Crosby. The last quarterback to beat the same team twice on a different team in the same season was Jack Kemp in 1962. He defeated the New York Titans and with both the San Diego Chargers and the Buffalo Bills.
That was a good game.
Okay, so he played for the Chargers and the Bills, and he beat the New York Titans twice.
there you go. I was 1 year off. I said 63, but it was 62. So it's been a while. We'll see if Joe Flacco can be the next. John Getz for a buck. No, Ryan, Justin Fields is still young. He just needs to develop. If only my Steelers, who invested in this generational talent, who like so many other greats, just has to hit 30 to get good.
Gun home, Mac. He was due.
John Getz for a buck. Steelers are basically being handed the division on a silver platter, but never underestimate Tomlin allowing them to lose games they shouldn't and squandering that. Yeah, my dreams of like the Steelers have a losing season and all this shit have been like so shattered because the rest of the division is thrown up all over themselves. Like the Ravens are puking. The fucking Bengals are injured. Well, the Ravens are injured as well, but fuck, man. Why do good things happen, Aaron Rodgers? Fucking retire, bitch. With that being said, I think we're all caught up. Beardo, what you got going on today?
Be watching some football, and then at 4:00, I'll be on Geeks and Gamers Locals, and we're gonna do a rewatch of yesterday's WWE Crown Jewel. So I'll be keeping an eye on the football games on another monitor, but we're gonna live stream the WWE event from yesterday at 4 p.m. Eastern on Geeks and Gamers Locals.
There you go. Will from Game On. What you got going on, man?
We'll be live tomorrow, 4:30 a.m. Pacific, as always, recapping what goes on today, all the games and whatnot, and see how the Will Report does today.
The Will Report. The Will Report. Cole Hauser, former GOP Senator Jack Kemp. Yeah, I do think Jack Kemp went on to be a fucking Republican senator. Bauer to the Yankees, please. I don't know what's going to happen with Trevor Bauer. He's not exactly putting up the best numbers in the other leagues he's playing in either. So I just don't know if anybody's going to reach out. I'd love to see him get another chance. I think he's a really interesting guy when he's playing. And he's obviously played a high level before, but
he's fun to watch.
I would really be interested to see that happen. I'd love to see a Trevor Bauer come back, but Beardo, I can't. My unit is too small.
Okay.
There you go. All right. That is it for us. Go check out Game On, and Joe, check out Beardo, and check out Locals, and we'll talk to you guys tomorrow. We'll be here for Monday Evening Quarterback to go over what we got right and what we got wrong, and hopefully it's a way better time than we had last week when Beardo went 4-8. So,
what?
All right. That's it. Have a good one, everybody. Bye.
Catch you later.